Slabovitz, here for NYC Metal Scene. I'm here with Debra Devi, rock musician. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, very good. Debra's agreed to join us at our home here in Jersey City. And
fabulous Jersey City.
Thank you. And just slightly in the background, we have on Debra's new EP, Wild Little Girls. And it just was released in 2017.
Yeah.
Actually, I noticed it was released on September 8th, which coincidentally is my birthday.
Oh,
so,
okay. Happy
birthday
to you.
So I've been listening to it for the past couple of days, and right off the bat, especially in Shake It and Tired of Waiting, Shake It really had like a little bit of a Led Zeppelin feel, like
cool.
Like you shred on guitar, but you shred with a lot of feeling, not just all over the place.
I like that, shredding with a feeling.
When did you start? Obviously, you've been playing for a long time. When did you start?
You know, I have kind of probably a different trajectory than a lot of male musicians.
Right.
Because when I wanted to start playing electric guitar when I was 15, and I used to just love to listen to it on the radio, and I would sing the solos instead of lyrics.
Oh yeah.
Wah, 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 wah. And I finally got the nerve to ask my folks, you know, if I could play electric guitar, and they were just sort of shocked. They were like, "No."
Really? So you
ladylike and not for a girl, and so I just kind of stuffed it away until I was a senior in college.
Oh my God.
And I saw Bonnie Raitt live, and she came out slinging this Fender Strat, and I just freaked out. I was just like, oh my God. And I literally bought a guitar the next day in a pawn shop.
Now, and you were also from the Midwest as well, so you think that had something to do with your parents being maybe conservative or not being open to the idea of their daughter playing a guitar, which is ridiculous because my parents weren't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think that they were just trying to do their job, which was to like socialize me to be a young woman and acceptable. And it's not. It's a little more acceptable now, but it wasn't very acceptable for a girl to play electric guitar. It's still kind of unusual. And my brother started playing drums when he was very young, but that was okay because he was a boy. It's okay to be loud, but for women, you're not supposed to be loud.
Are you from a musical family? Do your parents play any instruments? Or
my dad is a terrific piano player.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
right.
Really good.
So he was, he must have been like, wow, this is amazing. Well, go ahead. So your dad was
but I mean, he's a professor, so he never played professionally, but he's really good. Like Scott Joplin, ragtime and jazz. And my mother was a ballet dancer when she was growing up, so they're both very talented.
So you've come from certainly a musical family.
Yeah, they're talented in musical, but I don't think they ever expected both their kids to become rock musicians.
And let me say this, obviously this is on NYC Metal Scene, where it's more than just metal. For people that are fans of rock and hard rock, you definitely want to check out Debra. I'm telling you, it really kicks ass. It's really enjoyable to listen to. This is just a 6-song EP right now, but you have other releases they could check out?
Yeah, I have an album that came out before this. This EP is called Wild Little Girl. It just came out. It's 5 new tracks and 1 live jam track. And then I have an full-length album called Get Free.
Right.
That actually is available right now as a free download on my website.
Oh, okay.
So if people go to DebraDevi.com and you join my mailing list, you automatically get sent the Get Free album.
And that's DebraDevi.com.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely check that out. I've been enjoying this EP, which I was able to download as well. And Debra was kind enough, she just gave us the actual physical CD, which looks really good. The artwork's really cool. And so what was the first guitar you purchased at that pawn shop?
Oh, it was a Fender Mustang.
Fender Mustang.
And I really wish I still had. Oh my God, it was so cool. I got it for like $125.
Right.
Because this was just a pawn shop in Wisconsin, and the guy was like, yeah, it was in a barn in Janesville. So, yeah, it was cool, but it didn't really stay in tune. And it was very squealy. Right. The pickups were very squealy, and I didn't really know how to fix that or anything. So I wound up kind of trading it, trading my way up slowly to what I have now.
What are you playing now? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, my main axe right now is a Fender Strat.
Fender Strat, nice.
It's a 1986 Candy Apple Red.
Was that the guitar we saw you 2 weeks ago at White Eagle Hall?
Yeah.
Debra was one of the headlining acts. Debra Devi, her band, and that was the first time I saw Debra play live, and we were just blown away. And then we were hanging out backstage. I was like, I'd love to do an interview with you, because another thing as well, people I don't know if you've heard this, but so like, there's not really any good rock music around anymore because I guess you see online and whatnot, just a lot of the very popular, I don't even want to call it like hip hop, but you know, like.
Yeah, well, I think guitar rock sort of has went out of favor and now is coming back into favor. In some way, people are kind of excited about. Like now, you see Gary Clark Jr. on the Grammys playing guitar, and everybody's like, "Wow," which is cool. So I think it's kind of, you know, things come in and out of fashion. But yeah, thanks for the. I'm glad you're enjoying the record, and you know, it's I started off being inspired by the blues.
Right.
And I'm not a blues musician, but when I first started going to see live music.
Right.
A friend of mine when I was still underage, a friend of mine in Milwaukee was booking Chicago blues artists to come and play in Milwaukee, and so he snuck me into a show. And the first show I ever saw was Coco Taylor with Sun Seals on guitar.
Oh, okay.
Killer Chicago electric blues player.
Wow, yeah.
And I was floored by him. Because at the time I didn't play yet, and I wanted to play, but I was intimidated by all the super fast shredders.
Right,
players that you'd hear on the radio.
Yeah. But especially at that time.
Yeah, but when I saw Sun Seals, it was like a whole different approach to the instrument, because he would just hit one note and everyone would fall on the floor.
Right.
And it dawned on me that if you can choose the right note, you can have this incredible emotional impact.
Yeah.
That is something beyond just shredding.
Well, that's what I was feeling, especially at the end of the third track, Tired of Waiting. It ends with that nice, tasteful solo, which has, like, again, like a lot of feeling in it. And you know, it's frustrating as well because, I mean, what is it? There's billions of people in the world, 350 million people approximately in the United States, so obviously everyone cannot be famous. But I mean, when I hear your music, I mean, it's like, I don't see why it can't be played on a Q104 or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's such an arbitrary thing that who decides what becomes popular or not? I mean, do you have
well, you know, we have gotten airplay on DHA.
Okay.
The Rock of
Jersey. The Rock of Jersey, right.
Yeah, I don't know if you know DJ Lindsay Klein. She does the Homegrown Spotlight.
Oh, okay.
So she's had me on her Homegrown Spotlight, and then they'll play. It's so cool. Like, so the first time I heard any of my stuff on the radio was on DHA.
Right.
Between Incubus and U2, played one of our songs. And I was like, damn, that's so exciting. And it kind of did sound like it fit in terms of just just being rock.
Absolutely, you know? Right. Just being rock. Yeah. A little bit of an edge. You have some great distortion sound on your guitar as well, and your solo sound is excellent as well. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's got to be so frustrating sometimes. But I mean, I guess you have to keep that mindset as well. You know, like it's not. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's, you know, first of all, you have to, any art, you have to do it because you love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and if you get lucky and you catch fire,
thank you.
Great.
Right.
But
if not, well, you're still.
You know,
still
I'm definitely
it.
Striving and trying and everything, and you know, the show at White Eagle Hall that you saw was a show that I put together.
Right.
It was Jersey City Rocks.
Yes.
Because I wanted to bring the diversity of Jersey City musicianship into this big hall. Right. And as you know, we had a big success. We had like 500 people there.
It was a lot of fun. It was
really fun.
A very nice venue as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue. Yeah, I mean, I like to do music for reasons like that, like community, like the sense of community at that show, the sense of togetherness across genre lines, across racial lines. Like, that's powerful.
Playing live, too, is just such a...
Playing live,
you know... It's such a thrill, you know, it's such a... I don't want to say a rush, but it's certainly good for... well, at least I can speak for myself, my own ego. I love being up on stage, and you had a great stage presence as well, especially when you're playing your solos. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the scene in Jersey City when you moved here, but what's coming up in the future for Debra Devi?
Oh, well, I mean, we're booking shows right now, so we've got shows coming up kind of in the East Coast area.
Right, yeah.
And the next one is February 17th. I'm doing kind of a semi-acoustic thing.
Oh, okay.
At Trend in Montclair.
Oh, Montclair, right over there. Okay.
Yeah, because I like to play full on with my electric guitar and everything. But sometimes, you know, we're asked to play in these quieter venues, and it's always a good,
absolutely.
good exercise. So we'll be doing that at Fox and Crow in Jersey City as well.
And you have the chops to play in a nice acoustic set as well.
You know, it's more challenging.
Yeah.
It's a little scarier. It's more naked, but it's fun.
Someone told me once, you know, even with distortion, maybe it could hide a little bit of imperfection, a little bit of mistakes. But if you're playing acoustic, it's, you know, it can get ugly if you're not playing well, you know?
Yeah, and singing.
And singing well,
sing
too.
really well.
Which Debra sings. Debra's got an excellent voice.
Oh, thanks. But the guys I play with are really good. So
right.
When we do these semi-acoustic things, it's great to have them, and like Peter on the piano, and Peter Verlone.
Right, Peter Verlone. It looks like you also had, so Peter's playing with you for next coming to. It looks like the keyboardist was Rob Clores. He played keyboard on the first 3 tracks of the Wild Little Girl EP, and he looks like he was also in Blues Traveler and Black Crows.
Yeah, Rob is super talented, and he's from Jersey City.
He's from Jersey City as well.
Well, he lives here.
Oh, he lives here. Okay.
And he plays on all my records.
Right.
So he played all the keys on the Get Free record, and all the keys on Wild Little Girl except for Stay, which Peter played. Right. Who's also amazing.
Yes.
But Rob tours a lot with some really big names, so it's kind of tough to get him live. But you know, once in a while
if he's around, sure, absolutely.
Joins us live once in a while, which is nice. But Peter's totally awesome too.
You guys your band just had a nice simpatico on stage. Everyone just looked like you guys were having fun.
We were.
And it was just, you know, it was an excellent. I mean, we were hooked as soon as we started watching it. I mean, I did just a touch of research because you set NYC Metal Scene up with some press passes, and but just seeing you live was just a treat, a delight. Not to sound like a sycophant, but
no, I appreciate it because I never know, you know.
Yeah,
you're having fun when you're up there, but you don't know if it's like
if I wasn't enjoying it so much and we still do an interview, I'd be like, yeah, it was cool. You know, I wouldn't say anything derogatory,
I'm really
but
glad you did. You know, man, thank you so much.
So your booking shows all up and down the East Coast, and so that's what you can look for, and you could download Wild Little Girl, and you can also download
Get
Free at Debra, Debra, Devi, Devi.com.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're from the Midwest. When did you move to Jersey? Did you come to Jersey City first, or were you in Manhattan?
No, I was in Manhattan first. I moved here right after college.
Okay.
And I started. Well, basically, I had a guitar for 6 months. I'd had an electric guitar for 6 months. I moved to New York. I didn't know anybody here.
Oh, wow.
So I thought, well, how am I going to meet people?
Yeah.
So I started going on auditions for bands.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I was terrible.
Oh.
No, I really was. But I didn't care. That's the thing.
Right.
My attitude was...
Yeah.
My attitude was that I'm in New York City. Nobody knows me.
Right.
I can go into this audition and just, like, suck. And no one will ever care, but I might make some friends. I might meet some people to jam with.
Right.
And my motto was "Dare to suck."
Dare to suck.
It was just like I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm here in the city by myself, and I just kind of started going to auditions and having some hilarious experiences. And to my complete shock, I got in a band.
Okay.
So.
What was that band's name?
Oh my God, this is ancient history. They were called La Di Da.
La Di Da.
Yeah.
Okay.
The singer was like this beautiful sort of Iggy Pop kind of
Iggy Pop type of thing.
Pop
Okay.
guy, really amazing. And so then from there I started playing in different punk bands and industrial bands.
Right.
Playing all this stuff, and then I started singing a few years ago. And
only a few years ago you started singing.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm telling you, when you listen to the music, some of the reviews say compared to the Sheryl Crow. Like I said, the second song really had a Led Zeppelin vibe, but I was kidding around with some of my friends saying it's not a little bit of Led Zeppelin, but with better vocals, because I was never a big fan of Robert Plant's high.
I love Robert Plant. So.
Pitched, but Led Zeppelin's awesome. Don't worry, people. Don't hate me.
Don't hate him.
So okay, so you started that, and then when did you move to Jersey City?
I've been in Jersey City for almost 5 years now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So, like I said, we're in our condo. We picked it up in 2007. So actually, I'm a little bit more of a Jersey Cityite than you are, because I wanted to talk about how the scene has changed maybe since the early aughts, late 90s, but I guess we can't talk about that. But what we can talk about is the improving music scene in Jersey City. Like, it seems like, is there some sort of crazy zoning law or something? Some sort of cabaret license?
There is. Well, I live in what's called historic downtown.
Okay.
And there are zoning laws there that prohibit live music, and that's why when people play, they get all these public nuisance tickets and stuff like that. So it's kind of been an issue for the city in that they've been supporting art, quote unquote.
Right.
But they're really not supporting live music.
Right, right, right.
So, you know, worried that it's going to damage quality of life for some people.
Which is ridiculous because, I mean, prices, we're in the Heights right now, Jersey City. This is where this interview is being taken place. And the prices, they're just following the path of like Williamsburg, Greenpoint, Red Hook, Park Slope in Brooklyn. Obviously, Manhattan's been priced out for decades now. So, I mean, it would, and just a lot of younger or artistic types like me and you are moving into this neighborhood. So you figure it would behoove the city of Jersey City to have a lot more musical venues like they do in Brooklyn. Like
they run into a lot of community opposition.
I don't understand why.
You know, there's a wonderful promoter here in town, Dancing Tony,
who
does like he books the Groove on Grove series, and he does shows at Porta, and he used to do amazing shows at this art gallery called 58. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it was on 58 and Cole. 58 Coles. And, you know, he would do these shows and get just like the cops would show up and public nuisance tickets.
How long ago was this?
This was just a couple of years ago.
Just a couple of years?
And then there was a place called the Fun House downtown that was having shows.
Right.
They got shut down for the same reason. So, and then even like a club like Transmission. I don't know if you ever went to Transmission, which was like a beautiful place that this guy Howard built at his own hands.
Okay.
Stunning venue. And he just got harassed out of business.
That's horrible. I mean, I just don't understand it. We were just at this new venue, White Eagle Hall, over here in downtown Newark, on Newark Avenue, and it's an excellent venue. So hopefully things will start changing. Because, I mean, it doesn't make sense for the city.
I think White Eagle Hall has really good location because they're kind of a little bit out of the residential area.
That's true. They're next to the fire station over there.
So far so good for them. And I mean, it's also such a beautiful venue that I think if you're outside, you're not going to really hear the volume. Inside is tremendous. It holds 800 people.
And that's the thing too. When you're inside, the acoustics are really well. It's really like a hall. It reminds me of a little bit like. Well, I was going to say Stage 48 in Manhattan, but that's a relatively new venue. Maybe a little bit like Webster Hall, a little bit with the balconies. Maybe a little bit like Irving Plaza.
They've tuned that room acoustically really well. I mean, that room is state of the art. It's stunning. And
like you were saying, there's not much noise on the outside as well. So
and what's cool about White Eagle Hall is they're bringing in national touring acts.
Right.
But they've been very interested in having Jersey City acts open for these national acts. They've had Crazy and the Brains are going to play there soon. Schaefer James opened up for somebody there, and then I put together this show that was all Jersey City.
Right, which was excellent. Yes.
And thank God it was a success.
It was a success.
But we had the Components, Universal Rebel, Hey Anna, my band, Black Whale, favorite band in Jersey City. And then this amazing rapper, Constant Flow, with his group.
What was his name? Connor?
Constant Flow.
No. His name is.
His name's Nelson.
Nelson. Yeah, he kicked ass. He was really good.
He was so good, and he's from Jersey City, so he had all this history to bring, and he was like rap. He had all these facts at the tip of his tongue, and. Because that White Eagle Hall is where those guys used to play basketball with kids. It was like just a hall that was used by St. Anthony's Church.
Right. I did a little research, like a Polish background, and like you said.
Not for you. Very interesting.
So I mean, it is encouraging for Jersey City to see like a White Eagle Hall. Listen, in case people don't know, if they're watching wherever throughout the United States or in Europe. Jersey City is literally right on the other side of the Hudson. So where we're sitting, we're about like 1.5 miles, 2 miles from One World Trade Center, the Trade Center, and the World Trade Center. So it's like we look out our windows and we're seeing downtown Manhattan or midtown Manhattan. So, and there's subways right into Jersey City as well. So I mean, it's one stop and you're in downtown Manhattan. One stop you're in lower Manhattan. You're in lower downtown Jersey City, excuse me. So I mean, the location is here. So hopefully with White Eagle Hall starting to jump off.
Yeah. Well, you know, but we're facing a situation that has been faced in the East Village and other neighborhoods where the gentrification, you know, the artists come in and then that kind of gets the gentrification going, and then the artists can't afford to live here anymore.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's some laws where these, well, not laws but deals where these developers come in, and they're supposed to set aside a certain number of units in their buildings for subsidized artist housing.
Oh, okay.
Because Jersey City's pushing itself as an artist city.
Right. Right.
Unfortunately, the developers don't. They'll go ahead and sell the units. So then the city's forced to sue them to enforce the law, but that becomes really expensive, so the city winds up just kind of walking away.
Walking away.
So the stock of subsidized artist housing is shrinking, and I've got friends who are on, because you can apply to become a Jersey City certified artist.
Right.
Then you're put into a housing lottery. But
Okay.
I mean, I have friends who've been on the housing lottery for 10 years.
Oh man.
You know, so if Jersey City wants to maintain this marketing.
Right.
That it's an artist town, they got to do something about this.
And it's crazy too, because downtown Jersey City, there's huge skyscrapers going up, 50, 60, 80 stories. And me and my girlfriend, whose name is also Debra, we're like, who's affording all this? I mean, we bought this place in 2007, but now, if we wanted to buy it now, it might be kind of tough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, geez. So that all ties into, I guess, the music scene as well. So hopefully, I mean, hopefully even the bars.
There's potential for a huge, thriving music scene here.
Absolutely.
But we've been starved for venues.
Yes.
So, you know, White Eagle Hall stepping up is great, but again, it's an 800-person hall.
Right.
We really need like a 200-person.
Right. Even 100, something right.
Maxwell's like from Hoboken here would be great.
Or like a Lucky 13, which is in the Park Slope Kiwanis area in Brooklyn. I've played there a bunch of times, and it's an excellent venue. It's a little bit smaller, but it's a great bar, a great vibe. People go there just to hang out at the bar, you know. So we need that, you know, we need that type of scene as well. So,
because there's a lot of great bands here. I mean, besides just the ones that I put on the bill at White Eagle Hall. I mean, there's, you know, just 50 Feet Furies and Paper Maker, and you know, there's just many bands that I'm crazy about here, and we just need a place to play.
Just places to play.
Somebody come and open a venue,
please.
After we've told you that the cops will shut you
down.
Yeah,
but I mean, hopefully that's changing a little bit.
Yeah.
We hope so.
I don't know.
For Pete's sakes, for crying out loud. So I mean, there you have it. So there's I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of Jersey City, but you're relatively new, like
I know.
I am.
I'm an interloper.
That's okay, but we're here to talk about your band.
I gotta say, I fell in love with New Jersey when I came out here because, you know, I cut my teeth playing in punk bands in the city, which was awesome, hardcore and everything, and I toured a whole bunch and stuff. But then when I came out here, like when I started to sing, I don't have a big growly voice.
Right.
There's nothing I can do. I sound kind of like Sheryl Crow, as been pointed out in almost every review I've ever gotten. And she's a great singer, don't get me wrong. But I have a thin sound. So I had to sort of like, when I started writing my own music, I ended up adjusting my guitar tone and making it more vintage and having more space in the guitar for the vocals so that my vocal could be heard. And I wound up sort of, my stuff sounds very 70s. It
does have a nice 70s vibe to it. And for the record, when I first heard your music, I didn't think of Sheryl Crow vocals. I just thought you had like a nice, really cool rock-sounding voice, you know, like it fit well with the music. I wasn't really thinking of anyone in particular. So I think that's kind of I feel like you have an original sound on the voice. And I don't think it's thin at all.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm thinking of like Al Jorgensen. Compared to Al, it's a little thin, but yeah, no.
So you're not doing any...
I wish I could, you you know, because I love playing crunchy, heavy guitar. But I'm just like, or, you know, yeah.
So,
but what I was going to say was
right.
that when I started coming out to Jersey, I met all these musicians who, like my drummer, John Hummel.
Right.
Who is like the love child of Ginger Baker and John Bonham.
Right.
Who just totally fit the musical sound that I was looking for.
Yeah.
And I found all these long-haired, jeans-wearing, like 70s influenced rockers out in Jersey. And I'm just like, oh my God, I love this.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is a nice, you know, and one last thing I want to touch on. Well, this is more like a podcast now at this point than an interview, which is kind of cool. I kind of like doing the hang interview and stuff. Yeah. So, who are your influences? So, anyways, I was griping to you today, speaking of Jersey bands and punk, the Misfits are playing around in this, in North Jersey. They're playing in Newark. And, you know, I wanted to go. I went online, you know, like the tickets went on sale at 10 a.m. this morning. So I had a chance at around noon to go online and, you know, try to get some tickets. So I'm like, why aren't they letting me pick the seats out? So I do some research. Supposedly it's sold out immediately. Well, there were these pre-sales, quote unquote pre-sales. Oh, it wasn't sold out. I was still able to buy from Ticketmaster general admission seats, but at like $250 a pop, and after ticket fees, you know, from Ticketmaster, it'd be $300 a ticket. So to bring me and Debra, it would have been like $600 and change to see the freaking Misfits.
Crazy.
Which is ridiculous.
Who pays that to go
We just saw them in 2009 at the Hammerstein, so I don't want to hear like, well, you knew this was going to happen, because when I did more research later in this day, it's fine. I find out that all the ticket resellers snatched them up. And one of my friends purchased a nosebleeder ticket. He had a pre-sale code. The nosebleeders were from $49 to $65, but he purchased, since he brought in a pre-sale, he ended up paying close to about $100, over $100 for this 49 tickets. So don't tell me those tickets were ever offered at $49. I mean, you can't blame an artist for trying to make his money, fine, you know? But I mean, give us a chance. Forget why the resellers buying all the tickets. It's out of hand.
Wow.
And maybe play a couple shows, whatever. And let me ask you this.
That's crazy.
Since you're an excellent artist and musician, how do you feel about when bands confiscate your phone coming into the venue? I'll answer first, just so you...
Okay.
I think it's garbage. I mean, because first of all, someone might be watching a band and be like, may not know the band, might, wow, this song's pretty cool. Maybe look it up, maybe do a little research on the band. Or maybe someone's waiting for their girlfriend or boyfriend to show up. Or maybe it's no one's business and we're all paying $600 to $1,000 for these little personal computers we call phones. So we can keep them on us. And I'm a singer as well. I've seen people on phones. I don't care as long as it's hearing my music and just hanging out, which is fine. So I just wanted to answer first, so I didn't want you to, you know.
Well, I don't mind it unless people are obnoxiously blocking other people's views.
Oh, doing this and stuff.
I really hate that.
That is annoying. I mean,
it's so selfish.
That is annoying because live in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Like, I don't really get it. Like, I don't really do it. I don't tape show.
Right.
Because I know I'm not going to go home and like stare at it.
Right.
It seems kind of weird to me, but I know people do it. But yeah, I think Jack White has just started a policy of confiscating people's phones.
You know, artists, you're not that important. Who cares? Why just make it a hassle for all of us? And you never know. Maybe someone's there and their kid's sick or something. You're not that important. Doesn't matter. You know, just, yes, is it annoying if someone's holding up their phone? But I mean, people usually aren't in shape, so they're only going to hold it up for like 30 seconds before their arms get tired.
True.
Yeah. So, that was just my little rant on that. I just find it annoying because Glenn Danzig, the Misfits, they're banning phones. My buddy saw him out on the West Coast at New Year's Eve, December 30th, and he was telling me, he's like, oh, they made you check your phone. I was like, check your phone? He's like, you don't even want to know what I paid for a ticket. And again, fine. You know what? Artists can charge anything they want for a ticket. We have the right to refuse not to pay, which is fine. But don't confiscate our phones. What the fuck?
Yeah,
man?
I think, I don't know. I think that's a little intense, you know.
And as patrons at these shows, as fans, there's no need to hold your phone up and record the show. It's just
that I don't get. I don't really get that.
Just enjoy the show.
Play the, you know.
Just have your phone on you. You don't need to be texting all the time or on Facebook constantly. Just be in the moment for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Any pet peeves of yours when you're on stage?
Oh,
or in general playing music? Let me ask you this.
I'm thrilled to be on stage.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Whatever people want to do is okay.
Right.
With me.
Let me ask you this. How many, you've been playing shows for a while now, it's safe to say. What's one of the crazier things that has happened to you when you were on stage? Or that you did when you were on stage?
I've had some funny things happen. One of the funniest things was one time I was playing in this band, and my boyfriend was the drummer.
Okay.
And we were in Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we were playing at this club. They had a very high stage. It was probably like 10 feet high or something like that. And this guy, I guess he was just really drunk and messed up. This punk guy with a mohawk and everything got up on stage and was just bouncing around over the stage, which is fine. But he kept bouncing over to me and like singing into my microphone and stuff like that. And I wasn't the lead singer in this band. I was playing guitar. But he was kind of big and gangly, and I was a little like... It was fine. But anyway, so I'm playing and he's bouncing around, and without missing a beat, my boyfriend puts down his drumsticks, gets out from the drum kit, shoves the guy off the stage, gets back behind the drum kit, and keeps playing. And I'm like, oh my god!
Oh my god! Yeah, really? Is that dude alright?
I was really worried. This guy just bounced. Like, I think he was drunk enough that he just bounced up, and he was back like this again. And I'm thinking, we're gonna get our asses kicked after by this guy and all his friends. So we're packing out. I come around the corner, and this guy and my boyfriend are arm in arm, with beers in their hands, just bonding like you men do after a fight, which I don't understand, because women don't do that. Like, if we fight, we're like, we hate each other. Like, we're just arm in arm,
Well, sometimes we're a little bit dumber than women, us guys.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Thank God he was fine, though, because, I mean, jeez.
But yeah, my guy just was like, playing the drums.
That's cool though, yeah. But I mean, it could have been, geez, in a foreign country. Please check out her music. It's real, especially if you love rock, hard rock, a little bit of classic rock. You're really gonna enjoy it. It's nice to see a newer artist playing. I don't want to say an old school style, but just great rock and roll, and you'll really like it. So, Debra, thank you so much for coming out here.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks
Matthew Leverts for NYC Metal Scene. Yeah! Usually I do a lot of scream, but...